And hello to all of my Scorpios. Happy Motivational Monday to each and every one of you all, Scorpios. Let's get right into your reading. Right now, you're experiencing the moon in Cancer. We had a new moon that kicked off in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the messenger and communication planet, but it's also the knowledge and learning planet. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and Cancer is the I feel sign. So you're becoming more knowledgeable about what nurtures your feelings, like your what because Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. So how to nurture yourself in your universe. So this is where you're taking inventory of everything that has access to your universe and your personal and your professional life, and saying, okay, I need to know what nurtures my universe and what doesn't nurture my energy in my universe. What doesn't nurture my energy in my universe, I need to make some adjustments. Let's get into your cards. I'm talking to you if you have Scorpio anywhere in your birth chart, not just your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, but anywhere in your chart. If you've been tuned into my channel, you know exactly where Scorpio is in my birth chart. Let's do it. Let's see what your cards have to say. All right, so here we have the Magician card. Clear messages. This is connected to Mercury. Remember, I said Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the messenger planet and the communication planet. All right, so it really governs how information is traveled, how it travels to you. You know, is it traveling via email, text message, direct message, face to face, whatever? How are these messages traveling to you, right? And so Mercury is not retrograde right now. We only have two planets that's retrograde. One of them is yours, is one of your ruling planets, Pluto. So this is an opportunity for you to break generational cycles, chains, and curses. And the other one is Saturn. So Saturn is that planet of maturity and authority. So sources saying, get real mature about your universe to create a healthy work-life balance. Okay, so people already see you as an asset to their universe, not as a liability, and that's great, because that's something that you've earned. Here we have the Three of Wands. We also have the Seven of Wands. We also have the Queen of Wands. Lots of fire here. And then we also have the Eight of Cups. So source is saying, whoever has burned you out, stress you out, play games, cause you to have low self-esteem or low chest posture, or anything having to do with burning bridges with you to some degree. Sources saying, leave it behind, toss their name into a burning bowl and move on with it, right? Because while it could have been an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that burned you, or somebody who has it somewhere in their top signs, like sun, moon, rising, or Venus. It could have been somewhere up in there. But source is saying to you, or actually it could have been anywhere in their birth chart. Let me just not limit it to that. It could be anywhere in their birth chart. Whoever burned you, whoever was dogmatic and prideful, whoever was just very low vibrational in your life. Sources say to you, this is your opportunity to create very firm boundaries, no matter who they are. Because a lot of times people are like, I can't cut off this person, or I can't cut off that person, but they're constantly burning you, and you're still saying, I can't cut off certain energies, right? So they are selfish. They are attention seeking. They have outbursts of anger, can't control themselves. They have lack of patience. They have very impulsive behavior. They're arrogant, inflexible, lazy, dogmatic and prideful, domineering, jealous, very competitive. They see you as competition, and nobody on this planet has competition except the person in the mirror. They are impatient, they're careless, they're boastful, and they're brutal, right? So they may say, oh, I'm just keeping it real, or I'm brutally honest, and sometimes people need to be told the truth about themselves. Everybody can always find a way to, if they care enough about you, to use their fire wisely. So like I said before, that same type of energy will burn down your reputation that you work so hard for. So be very careful. Scorpios, be very, very careful. So it could have been, for looking at the cards here, it could have been a fire sign that you are walking away from, finally just saying, I'm just done. Something else is going on with this energy. And also keep in mind too, fire signs also, I love all signs on my channel. I literally have every sign in my zodiac, my birth chart. So that's why I speak to everybody's highest frequency, give you an opportunity to say, I have a choice. This skin right here, this physical body that we're in, free will. So people are choosing to burn you, right? When they could turn it around and use that fire to be a strong leader, have positive energy, amazing self-confidence. They can use that to be brave. They can use that to be honest. They can use that fire to be enthusiastic, very passionate. They can use that fire to be cheerful and humorous. They can use that fire to be kind and protective. They can use that fire to be optimistic, vivacious, um, being idealist. They could use their fire for good, but some people use their fire for evil. So Source is saying to you, you're getting clear messages about what works in what feels good in your universe and what doesn't feel good in your universe. You tying it together now? Yeah. So let's see what else we got going on. So I see you tossing some names into a burning bowl and moving on. Here we have the Justice card. We have the Strength card. We also have the King of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups. We have the Four of Wands and also the Six of Swords. And so here we have the Strength card. You could have been, like I said, you could have had a legal situation with a fire sign, and for you, you're like, you know what? I'm tossing a name into a burning bowl. I'm not going back that way. I moved on from something. I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back. It sounds like to me, looking at your cards here, that somebody who definitely could have just been just flat out obsessed with you, like just determined to burn your business or burn your reputation or just burn you, like somebody was just out of their mind obsessed. Here we have the King of Pentacles, but all they did was burn themselves out of your universe, and God said, now you have room to attract all the wealth that you ever wanted. Because the King of Pentacles is the wealthiest card in the deck. And so I'm seeing for you, feeling like a huge weight has been lifted. And for some of you all, you have a new and exuberant love in your life. So all they did was burn themselves out of your life, burn a bridge, remove themselves from your life. And now you got room for love and you got room for an enormous amount of wealth, Scorpio. So who's the winner here? You, right? So sometimes, because you all are such an intense sign, sometimes, unfortunately, if you feel like, okay, I can take more, I can take more, I can take more, sometimes it has to burn that deep before somebody gets it. Okay, I need to just completely move on from certain things. So it looks like that may have happened. And remember, time is relative, so this could have happened years ago. But all you know is that I'm not judging every single fire sign. That sign right there, I gave them access to my universe, so I was a judge, jury, and executioner right out of my universe. They burned a bridge, and so I'm wise enough now. Here's the King of Cups, right? I'm wise enough now to, when I start feeling certain things from certain energies, and I start seeing some of those same character traits, doesn't matter what their zodiac sign is, because I'm not so fixated on signs. I'm fixated on how, you are the I empower sign. If I don't feel empowered, if I don't feel like there's mental clarity, I feel like if you're shady, messy, mean-spirited, negative, low vibrational, like I said, attention seeking, selfish, arrogant, lazy, even dogmatic and prideful, and a couple of other low vibrating energies, I'm wise enough to say, you know what, I feel like my water is getting low. I feel like because water is reflective, I'm about to come back at you with the same force of what you said or did to me. Nope, I'm not messing up my money. I work too hard for my reputation. I work too hard for my wealth. There's no way, because that would be the old bait and switch. Let's get Scorpio so angry that they're going to go off and tear up some stuff and say some things, and it's going to cause you to look like you're arrogant. You can literally be that angry that it causes people to go, oh, wow, they have it in them to say that? Wow. That's when you know to back out of some things, right? Like I said before, somebody's going to feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of their shoulders. And again, Source is saying, keep any pride and any arrogance at bay. There's a lot of things you could say, but Source is like, keep your vibrations high. Here we have the Eight of Swords. Source is like, the more you think about it, the more you're giving life to it. And you're too wise for that. You're too knowledgeable and too wise for that at this point. Air, everything that, with all of this fire, fire needs air to breathe. You're not giving it anymore. King of Cups came out twice. It could be two situations in your life that you are removing from your scales. Two situations that you're deciding, I need to move on from these energies altogether. Here we also have a Strength card, came out twice. It could be two Leos, or it could just be fire signs in general, because we have a lot of fire energy right here. You're getting clear messages about certain energies. I already see something in those energies I don't even want to deal with. I don't even want to interact with that. Here we have the Empress card. And so Somebody's definitely doing a cord cutting ceremony and tossing something, some energy, some names, and some emotions attached to it, low vibration emotions attached to it in a fire bowl. Here we have the Knight of Wands, and God says stay as far away from those energies. But here's the thing: this is the Knight energy. Knight energy is like save yourself. This is where you're like your own knight in shining armor. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. Here's the main thing, Scorpios, is that when you keep your water clean, it's easier to spot those signs so that you can, you know, save some of your intensity for, you know, positive things, for motivating people, for continuing to be warm spirited, those kind of things. And so sources like when you're around people who are dogmatic and prideful and see you as competition, and they're doing anything they can to take you out of here, like they just obsessed with you, and they know that you can come back, trust and believe they will play victim. They will play the victim. And so sources like don't even give them an opportunity to play the victim. Don't let it get so far that you put all certain zodiac signs in one, like lump them all together is what God is trying to tell you. So somebody, like I said before, you've been through it enough to say, you know, I know exactly what I'm dealing with. Sometimes when you see it's kind of tricky because when you're dealing with signs like this, sometimes you feel like, okay, I got to make a point to stop them dead in their tracks. But when you're dealing with the person who is obsessed, you're going to have to cut off the emotion and cut off the air. The air would be the thinking about it, right? Toss it into a burning bowl and sit down and do a visualization practice, And to somebody, it may sound like I'm not going through all of that. Let them come over here. I got something for them. Source is saying you're talking about something, you're coming up against a spirit. So in flesh, they would play victim and you would look like the bad guy. So I'm trying to help somebody to say, starve that energy and let that fire consume them, right? Or whatever the situation is. Again, their sun sign may not even be a fire sign. It can be any sign, but again, let that fire consume them. You just physically, that's what this Knight of Wands is for. Knight of Wands is like you just stay as far away from them as possible, because the way that somebody who is in their own personal hell will bait you into something is wanting to stay connected to you and seeming like they nice and this kind of stuff. And people will put spells on people by phone through the vibration of sound through their ear gate or their eye gate. Next thing you know, if you've ever seen somebody that you love under a spell, you know, it just doesn't take much. You know, somebody says a word or whatever, or says something to them, and they just snap and just go into a whole different type of person. And you're like, what the heck did that person say to them? They could be under some kind of spell. Don't let somebody get in your ear gate or eye gate and say or do something to you that's going to cause, you know, you to have nightmares or have real dark thoughts about things, and you don't even know why you're having dark thoughts and nightmares and stuff. So, like I said, don't let those energies touch you. Don't let them be in your ear gate and eye gate. If you can avoid eye contact with them in any way, shape, form, or fashion, or even listening to anything they have to say, you just stay as far away from them as possible. The Seven of Wands. We also have the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Devil card, and also the Death card. Like I said, the Devil is very crafty. Very, very crafty, because somebody is so obsessed they want to keep you chained to them in any way, shape, form, or fashion. These are people filing frivolous lawsuits. These are people who are, you know, playing victim. You did something to them. They like to keep something going. They want to see you. They want to touch you. They want to be in your presence. So it's just like, no, you already release it. You're already on the other side of something. So move on. This is your card right here, Scorpio card. So it's just like, just get your rest. Like I said before, to this person right here holding these two swords, it's two energies in particular. Sources like, just get your rest your mind, sit down. Like I said, you're learning about, you're gaining more knowledge and wisdom about what feels good in your universe and what doesn't feel good in your universe. You don't have to be blowtorched before you decide to move on. You don't have to play all of these mind games and try to, you know, navigate around their energy. All you know is that air, that thinking, and that talking about it gives power to that fire. But if you pull back that air and that thinking out of sight, out of mind, I have nothing to do with that energy whatsoever, they're going to have to go find another supply somewhere. So, source is saying, get your rest, give it no more air, none whatsoever. Here we have the Seven of Wands. I see somebody being able to defend their decision to move on from something without coming across as defensive at all. And like I said before, it's two energies. So see how this person is meditating, and they get their solar plexus chakra in alignment. This person right here has a wand in their hand. They're like, yeah, I'm not going backwards. I can defend where I am right now in life. There's no way I want to have anything to do with those types of energies at all. Here we have the Four of Cups. So you don't even really need to sit around and ruminate over. There's nothing to ruminate on. Some people are so obsessed with you. They're fanatics. So you could have something to do. Maybe you have some kind of social media presence or whatever it is that you do. Some people are just straight up fanatics. And see, they take your kindness for weakness. They take it, so you're going to have to learn how to fight in the spirit, because there's too much money involved here. And that's exactly that's the ultimate goal, is to sue you and get some money out of you. But Source is like, no, you're going to have to fight in spirit. And so a lot of times people think, okay, well, I'm rich, because the King of Pentacles is the wealthiest card in the deck. But remember, you work hard for this reputation too. You're an asset to people's lives and not a liability. They want to tarnish your image and sue you and get money from you. So it's just saying, just stay as far away from those types of energies as possible. Because like I said, they'll have you, they want to keep you chained to them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They want to be able to have some kind of paperwork with your name on it, saying that y'all knew each other in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They want to have something that keeps them chained to you. And again, Star of the Energy. So, even if it was a long time ago, if something happened in that situation, or you're related to or dated or know somebody who, is friends with them or whatever, and you had some kind of interaction, legal or something, interaction with them, keep your distance so far away from them that if they're talking about something that happened 10, 15, 20 years ago, you're like, I had no interaction with that person whatsoever. No text messages, no emails, no nothing, whatever. This person is completely obsessed. I have gone on with my life, had nothing to do with this energy. If they heard something, they don't talk to anybody I've talked to. And if they have, produce some proof, because that's how much you've moved on with your life. So here we have 33, I am expanding. Again, it's two energies that from your past. Sources saying, I'm moving forward optimistically. I'm leaving all of that mess in the past. Here we have any positive changes or projects that you are considering right now, Scorpio, will be worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. That's right. Leave all of that mess in the past. And if it's been years and they bringing up stuff or whatever, shut it down legally. Just shut it down. I want no association with them whatsoever. And if it should come up from other people and they're talking about it or whatever, every single person attached to them, I want no association with them whatsoever. None. If that's the case, if there's no kids involved, that'd be something different. But if there's no kids involved and they got your name in their mouth or whatever the case may be, there's some attorneys involved, because some people are somebody dealing with a complete fanatic who wants access to your wealth, and they'll come in by any means necessary. Bonfire. That's right. Toss their name straight into a bonfire. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. That's right. Every time you remember that's a thought. Toss it into a burning bowl. I don't want that energy, any part of it having any access to any wealth of mine. Any wealth. And see, for somebody, there could have been a legal situation years ago that prevented both of you all, or you and somebody, from even connecting with each other in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Like sometimes people and I hope I'm not trigger alert, trigger warning. Sometimes you've been in situations with, could have been some kind of domestic situation, and that could have saved your life. It could have saved your brand. It could have saved your, all the hard work that you put in, because you already committed. If it went that far to get a restraining order against a person or whatever the case may be, then I don't want them connected to me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's what you're saying, Scorpio. I don't want them connected to me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So you're not talking about them. You're not talking to them. You're not talking to a third person that knows anything about them. None of that. None of it. None of it. None of it. So, soak in a bath. That's right. Recharge your water. Replenish, your water. Soak in a bath. Just soak in a bath. Soak in a bath. It's also letting me know that somebody's ex, I'm not sure who I'm talking to. Again, only take what resonates with you. Somebody's ex is in cahoots with somebody. Like, it's in cahoots because, again, there's so much wealth at stake here, right? And so somebody's ex is, bitter and angry because you want nothing to do with them. So they will side with the ops. Like, they will try to connect with people that, to some degree, like they're trying to connect with people to see if they can somehow gain some kind of financial gain from you by ruining your reputation, trying to drag you down to something. So source says here we have affirmations for strength. See, this Leo card is coming out 3 times. This strength right here, source is saying to you, all obstacles in my path are being cleared. That's what I'm talking about. I am stronger than yesterday. I am brave. I am courageous. I learn from my mistakes. Failure is a farce. All effort is testing. I rise above all that stands in my way. Improvement is my only concern. So this is why these moon phases that we're in right now are so helpful, because that new moon in Gemini is an opportunity to learn and gain more knowledge about the moon in Cancer, what feels right in your universe and what doesn't feel right in your universe. So some people are learning from ex-love interest, and some people are learning from ex-business interest, right? Some things that you may have been, that's just going to balance out your internal scales, what works for you and what doesn't work. Again, you shouldn't keep being in situations where you keep getting burned by people before you learn lessons, till you become so bitter you start saying specifically, I don't like this sign, I don't like this sign, I don't like that sign. Source wants somebody to start creating such firm boundaries, and if people are burning you, even if it's not burning you directly, right? And what I mean by that, Scorpio, let's say you're interested in dating somebody and you're going through the vetting process. You're taking them through your vetting process, and you say, well, which is a normal question. So what happened between you and your ex? And they start saying, oh, that bitch, or he wasn't this or she wasn't that, and they're talking like no accountability whatsoever. Instead of, oh, well, we weren't on the same frequency, or you start asking them about past friends, or just like you would be interviewing for a job, and they start dogging this energy out. Guess what they're gonna do to you when they don't get their way? The same thing. That should tell you right up front not to go forward. Like, pay attention, listen to all of that up front, so you don't have to keep throwing yourself into these intense situations. Some people are just that good. They know right up front. They're like, okay, this isn't gonna work for me. So, it was nice to meet you. I have to move on. The person's like, well, what did I do? Because you see that, you feel that spirit all over them. And if it's not them, it's somebody they're connected to. But either way, you don't want to have you washing your hands of all of it. You're like, I'm just washing my hands of all of it. So, that is what I have for you, Scorpios. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all on Midweek Wednesday. Bye.